English Learners Podcast.
Listen, learn, and improve your English effortlessly.
Hello, and welcome back to the English Learners Podcast. This is episode 4 of our series on the power of positive thinking for language learners. I'm Sam, and next to me, calm, bright, and already ready to dive deep, is Daisy. How are you feeling today, miss?
Hi, Sam. Hello, listeners. I'm feeling good today. And as always, a quick reminder, we speak slowly in this podcast so you can follow along for your English listening practice.
Yes. Feel free to pause, listen again, and shadow our voices. Make notes. Ask questions in the comments. Use this podcast as your personal training space.
Today, we're going deeper into how to think positively every day, not just once in a while, not just when you're in a good mood, not just when English feels easy. Positive thinking needs practice, structure, and daily habits, just like learning a language.
So, Daisy, let's begin with the big question. Why do we need to practice positive thinking every day?
Great question, Sam. Well, because the mind doesn't stay in one state. It moves, it changes, it shifts with your mood, your sleep, your stress, your environment. If you don't guide your thoughts will guide you, and often they guide you toward doubt, fear, or old patterns.
So you're saying positive thinking is not a one-time decision?
Yes, exactly. It's a daily practice. Just like brushing your teeth, just like reading, just like shadowing English. You don't brush your teeth once and say, well, I'm done for life. And you don't think positively once and say, well, problem solved.
Now let's talk real techniques, Daisy. How can someone start their morning with positive thinking?
Great question, Sam. Here's a simple exercise. It's called the morning reset. As soon as you wake up, say one supportive sentence. Just one. Something like, today I learn with a calm mind. I will be patient with myself today. I'm improving a little every day. This small moment resets your brain. Your first thought becomes your direction. And trust me, it works. No need to analyze too much.
So the day begins with intention.
Yes, of course. Always, always, always. And intention guides energy.
I remember your morning reset technique from our last conversation, Daisy. And to be honest, I actually used this technique today, actually. I woke up and said, I'm learning slowly, and slowly is okay. And it changed my whole mood. I moved through the morning calmly.
Wow, that is amazing. Positive thinking doesn't have to be loud. It just has to be present.
So, Daisy, what's another daily exercise can we try?
Yes, I actually learned this technique from my meditation teacher 5 years ago. It's called the 3 positive notes. Every day, write down 3 positive sentences about your English. They can be small, simple, quiet thoughts. For example, I listened to English today. I understood something new. I tried my best. This trains your brain to see progress.
Sounds simple. Does it work? I mean, even if the progress is small.
Yes, it does work. Actually, it works faster than any other technique, and it works especially when the progress is small. Small progress is real progress.
Awesome. So, can we do another negative to positive transformation just like our last episode?
Absolutely. Let's do one that learners think often.
Everyone is better than me.
I would rephrase this as, no one has my story, my voice, or my path. I'm learning at my own speed.
Nice. How about this? I'm too slow.
I would say, I move at the pace that works for me.
What about this one that learners keep saying, I will never understand native speakers?
I would rephrase this as, I understand more every month, and I'm improving with practice.
Wow, that feels so much lighter.
Yes, because positive thinking removes pressure. It opens space for learning.
Let's talk about why daily habits help the brain, something that can help listeners think in English quickly.
All right, so first let's understand. The brain loves routine because routine reduces stress. When the brain knows what to expect, it relaxes. And a relaxed brain learns faster. It remembers more. It listens better. It communicates more freely. Positive thinking routines tell the brain, you're safe, you're improving, you're doing okay. And that creates emotional stability. This is the foundation.
Daisy, let's go deeper into this idea of routines. You said that the brain loves routines, but why? What is so special about routines? Why does a simple routine help us stay positive while learning a language?
Great question, Sam. And it's an important one. The brain loves routines because routines create stability. Stability reduces stress, and low stress improves learning. Here's the psychology behind it. When the brain faces something uncertain, a new conversation, a fast speaker, a difficult accent, it becomes alert, almost defensive. It tries to protect you. And when the brain feels it needs to protect you, it uses energy on fear instead of learning. But when you have routines, simple, daily, repeated habits, the brain says, oh, I know this. I've done this before. This is safe. And that sense of safety opens the door to learning.
Interesting. So routines tell the brain, relax. You already know what comes next.
Exactly. Think of routines as warm lights on a dark road. They show you where to step. They guide your focus. They keep your mind from wandering into negative territory.
That's a beautiful image.
Thanks, Sam. But here's the deeper truth. Positive thinking becomes easier when your brain feels safe. You're not forcing yourself to be positive. You're not fighting fear. You're simply working with a mind that feels calm enough to learn.
So the routine is not just for learning English, it's for learning how to think.
Yes. Yes. You got this. Exactly. A consistent routine is like mental training. It sends a message to your mind. I am someone who shows up. I am someone who grows. I am someone who tries. And when your mind believes that, positive thinking becomes natural, not something you need to push.
So the routine builds the belief.
And the belief builds the learner.
Wow, that is profound. Daisy, you are opening my mind to things I never heard before. I am learning a lot today. All right, now, let's look at another key part of daily positive thinking. The end of the day. How can someone close the day with a calm, positive mind?
This is where the evening reflection comes in, and this is one of the most powerful exercises you can do as a language learner. Every night, before bed, before scrolling on your phone, before getting lost in thoughts, pause for just 1 or 2 minutes. Ask yourself 3 gentle questions. Question 1. What did I learn today? This shifts your brain toward growth, even if the day was difficult, even if you feel tired, even if you think you did nothing. Your mind will find something. Question 2. What did I try today? This question celebrates effort. Effort is more important than results. Your brain learns to value action, not perfection. Question 3. What can I celebrate today? This could be tiny. Maybe you remembered one word. Maybe you understood one sentence. Maybe you listened for 5 minutes. Maybe you didn't give up. Celebration builds positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement tells your brain, this work matters. Let's do it again tomorrow.
Wow. I love that. Because it feels kind, gentle, human. It doesn't demand perfection. It simply asks for awareness.
Exactly. And here's the deeper psychological reason it works. At night, the brain reviews the day automatically. If you don't guide that review, it will often focus on mistakes, stress, embarrassment, or fear. Evening reflection rewrites that pattern. You close the day with gratitude, not judgment. You end with progress, not pressure. You finish with calmness, not stress.
So it resets the emotional tone of the day.
Yes, it gives your mind a soft landing. And when you sleep with a calm mind, you wake up more open, more positive, and more ready to learn.
It's like ending the day with a quiet, well done.
Exactly. And most people need that more than they realize.
Daisy, I love how the evening reflection calms the mind. But I'm wondering, what about the rest of the day? How can learners keep positive thinking alive during busy moments?
Great question. And this is where I want to introduce something I call micro moments. Micro moments are tiny windows of time that appear throughout your day, waiting for the bus, washing your hands, walking to a room, staring out the window, opening your notebook. These moments often feel empty, but they're actually perfect opportunities to practice positive thinking.
So the idea is to use these little pauses.
Exactly. In a micro moment, you can silently repeat a positive sentence. I'm learning at my own pace. English is becoming more familiar. I'm doing well today. These small thoughts build emotional stability, and the brain loves consistency more than intensity.
I like that. Consistency over intensity. Short, soft moments over big, dramatic changes.
Yes, because your mindset grows in quiet places. Most people think positive thinking is this big, powerful event like shouting affirmations in the mirror. But real positive thinking happens gently, quietly, in your inner voice. Micro moments train your inner voice all day long.
This reminds me of something that happened last week. I was in line for coffee and I started thinking, my listening is still terrible. Why haven't I improved? But then I remembered what you said. Positive thinking is a skill, so I tried a micro moment. I took a breath and said silently, I'm practicing. I'm improving slowly. That's okay. And honestly, my chest relaxed. My mind softened. The pressure melted a little.
Wow, that's exactly the power of micro moments. You interrupt a negative pattern and replace it with something supportive. These interruptions matter. They weaken the old thought. They strengthen the new one.
So every micro moment becomes a small step toward a better mindset.
Yes, and many small steps create powerful change.
Can you share a simple exercise learners can use anywhere, Daisy?
Of course. It's called the 10-second reset. And here's how it works. Whenever you feel frustrated, overwhelmed, or negative, pause, breathe slowly, and say one sentence that supports you. Something like, I choose calm. I choose patience. I choose to learn from this. 10 seconds. That's all.
It feels small.
But it's not small. It's powerful. Because in those 10 seconds, you're telling your mind, I am in charge. I decide the tone of my learning. And the brain listens.
I need to use that more often. I really do.
We all do. The reset is not about perfection, it's about direction.
Wow, so profound. I wish I could listen to you all day. All right, just one last question for today. I promise, Daisy. So, how does positive thinking affect how a learner sees themselves?
Absolutely. This is one of my favorite parts of psychology. Positive thinking slowly shifts your identity. When you speak kindly to yourself, you start to see yourself as someone who is able, capable, and worthy of learning a language. Identity shapes behavior. If you see yourself as someone who always struggles, you act that way. But if you see yourself as someone who is improving, your actions follow.
Really? So, positive thinking tells your brain who you are.
Yes. Over time, your thoughts become your story. Your story becomes your habit. Your habit becomes your identity. And your identity becomes your result.
That feels incredibly powerful.
It is. And learners often forget this. Language learning is not just grammar. It's becoming a new version of yourself.
We're almost ready for today's final section. But before that, I want to say something to our listeners. You're doing amazing work simply by listening to this. You're training 2 languages today, English and the language of your mind.
Exactly. And both of those languages grow with practice, patience, and positive thinking.
Awesome. All right, everyone, that brings us to the end of today's episode. This one felt gentle, steady, and deep. We didn't just learn English. We learned how to shape the mind that learns English.
Yes. And remember, positive thinking is not just a nice idea. It's a daily practice. A real skill, a habit you build slowly, a muscle that grows every time you choose a kinder thought. And today, you trained that muscle. You did something important. Even if it felt simple, your brain learned something new.
So please don't forget the small exercises we shared. The morning reset, the micro moments, the 10-second reset, and the gentle evening reflection. These practices look small on the outside, but they create powerful change on the inside.
You're building a new thought pattern, a new way of talking to yourself, a new identity as a learner. That takes patience, awareness, and kindness. And you're already doing it.
And tomorrow, we're taking everything one step further. We'll explore how your environment and your daily habits shape your mindset, and how small adjustments in your day can create big improvements in your English. We'll talk about the psychology of surroundings, choosing supportive environments, how to stay positive on difficult days, and how to protect your mindset when real life feels messy.
It's going to be another powerful session. So join us again tomorrow. Same time, same calm pace, same space for learning and growth.
Thank you for being here with us today. Your presence means a lot. Your effort matters. Your progress is real.
Stay steady, stay hopeful, stay kind to yourself. We'll see you tomorrow.
Together, bye
Bye
for now.
now.